Today's episode of my Swedish Diary is dedicated to education and to one of the most wonderful teachers I met in Sweden, and I would like you to meet him. This is Erik. Hi, Erik.
Hi.
I'm very happy to have you on my YouTube channel.
Thank you, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Before anything else, I would like you to tell my viewers something about you and your career as a teacher.
Well, I've been teaching since 1996. That was my first year. And since then I've been teaching, more or less. I've had a few breaks where I've done other things, but only for short periods.
What do you teach?
I teach math and science, mostly. Technology also sometimes.
May I say I don't like math very much?
Yeah, of course. A lot of people say that.
Why do you like math?
Actually, I like it more and more. I mean, it's logic, and you can use logic to prove things. And a lot of times I wish there would be more of that in public debate, that you could actually, be logic and come to conclusions. In math, there's always conclusions, and you can use logic, and you can't really debate it so much. It is what it is. So yeah, I like that.
How is it like to be a teacher in Sweden?
Well, it's both good and bad. It's good.
I mean, it is difficult?
Yeah, it can be difficult. Because not teaching the subject, but in order to teach the subject, you have to have a relationship with the students, and you have to respect each other, and otherwise you will not be able to teach.
Anyway, if it's kind of a relief for you, children are almost the same everywhere in any country, so feel comfortable with that.
Yeah.
But Erik has a very interesting story about Romania, because he visited my country, and I would like you, please, to tell us some things about that experience, that trip to Romania.
Okay. It was
Why Romania? I mean,
it was a European project. We were 6 different countries, and the topic of the project was STEM education, STEM for all. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we wanted to create a project to promote those subjects. There's a lot of resources on STEM. If you just Google it, there will be a lot of information about it.
That's good to know for all the teachers.
Basically, it's like you try to combine those subjects and work in projects which are more related to the real world, not just school subjects. And yeah, it's supposed to be relevant and hands-on, but also theoretical. But you also, you work practically and theoretically and combine subjects, basically.
And what can you tell us?
And then because we had that project, and we had a Romanian partner, so we went to visit Romania during the project.
Where exactly?
Târgu Jiu.
Târgu Jiu.
Okay, sorry for my pronunciation.
For your Romanian. It's okay, it's great anyway. So we went to Târgu Jiu
and then
for this project.
Yes, and they hosted us very well, and we had a science fair, and we met teachers from several schools and students as well.
And
they were presenting,
right?
Yeah, there were students also from Portugal and Italy. Yeah, that joined, that partners brought. So, and we all had a science fair, but it was mostly Romanian students that came to the fair. But yeah, a few groups were from other countries.
I see. What can you tell me about your interaction with Romanian teachers and children, students?
We mostly...
What was your perception? What was your feeling in front of them?
That the teachers were very hard-working and serious about their subjects, and diligent in how they wanted to teach it.
Mm-hmm.
And the students we met at the fair, they were doing a very good job on the general, and you could tell that they were learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the problems, because the language barrier, because some of them were not so fluent in English.
Mm-hmm.
But they were they were using what they know, and they were doing a great job from that.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a little bit of a language problem, because also some of the colleagues, the teachers, we could not communicate perfectly due to the English.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, you're a teacher. You're supposed to evaluate people and work all the time, and I think that you had to do the same thing in Târgu Jiu as well during that those meetings. So
Yeah.
I think you can please tell me some things about how you saw the Romanian children comparing to those coming from other countries. What was their level? I mean, their knowledge, their preparation, their presentation, their everything. How did you see that?
They were doing a good job. They presented very well. It was nicely organized, both on paper. It was like tables put up, and they had their material that they put up, and then they also had an oral presentation.
Mm-hmm.
And we, from the Swedish group or team, we had criteria where so it was like a competition, and we were looking at the criteria to see, okay, who came first and second and third and so on.
Yeah.
Which was a tough task, but it was also fun.
For you as a teacher, as an evaluator?
As an evaluator.
Why tough?
Well, I mean, we did not probably realize how important of course, I mean, it wasn't really a competition, but it turned out to be a competition, since we gave out prizes for the first, second and third, and all the way to the 5th prize.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, I mean, everybody wants to win when you have something, you want to do your best, and so yeah, but it was fun. It was fun. But then of course we had put up criteria what we were looking at and what we were evaluating, and then from that we selected the winners and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it that Sweden should learn from Romania? I mean, regarding education, schools, the interaction between the teachers and the children on one hand, but on the other side, what Romania should learn from your country, from Sweden?
Well, I think my impression, which is not vast, but what my impression is that in Romania the teachers still have more authority or status than in Sweden. The students seem to respect the teachers. That's the general impression I got, which is good. In Sweden, I think we have taken it a little too far about the students' rights, and the teachers don't have any mandate when things are not working properly in the classroom, which is hard. So I think that is one thing that we should look at. Okay, and there's a discussion about it in the Swedish media and so on.
I would like to discuss
now and then.
this kind
it comes
of
up,
things, but maybe for another episode.
What Romania should learn from Sweden?
Yes.
I'm not sure, because to me, I don't think I would have enough insight to say, yeah, you should learn this from Sweden. But you also have some information. Now, since you've been working at a Swedish school now for a while, what's your impression?
Well, for sure, Romanian education system should teach children how to do their best outside in the real life, because of course the children, they get a lot of knowledge at school, especially theoretical, which is absolutely wonderful. It's wonderful to know, if possible, everything about everything at their age, for their age, whatever. But they need to learn more about how to survive outside, how to learn something good, something, I don't know, practical that could help them, support them to get some money after all, right? So I think they should teach more something like that in Romania.
I think that's what we should do also in Sweden. I mean,
more than what you already do.
I think so. Because my impression is basically you can go through school for 10 years and you still will have a hard time doing your life properly. When, I mean, you're having your finances together, knowing how to apply to a job, you know, doing practical things. Take a loan, how does that work? Of course, I mean, we touch on it, but I think we could do better. So, I mean, but actually, I mean, there's nothing stopping us from doing it.
Yeah.
So I think we could do better when it comes to that. I mean, we could frame math, for instance, looking more at
something practical.
Yes, than just do following a book or, you know, traditionally have work together more in groups, have maybe scenarios that the students are supposed to, okay, which is better, take this loan or take that loan, compare them, which one is more beneficial, you know, things like that.
Entrepreneurship, maybe, something.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
And that, I think that would also engage the students more. And you said you don't like math. So a lot of people tell me that, oh, you're a math teacher, oh, I hated math. And then it's like, okay, but something must have gone wrong somewhere, because I think from the beginning, naturally, I don't think anybody dislikes math when you're small. But then something happens during the school years, makes you hate math. Most likely that's the teaching.
But you have to know that I was a very good student at math. I got very good grade, but at a certain level, well, I didn't like it anymore. Well, those superior mathematics. Whatever.
That would be interesting to know, okay, where you started not liking it, because that must have been something that you encountered that was too far away from...
Maybe it was too much for us in the high school.
Well, or maybe you thought it was irrelevant. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. If you have to point at one thing regarding that trip and regarding Romania, your experience, the most pleasant, the nicest, the most wonderful thing about Romania during your trip, what would that be?
It's hard to point on one...
Without thinking too much.
It's hard to point on one thing, but my impression was how beautiful the country was, how green and nice, and I also liked the fact that you could go out and have a nice meal at a restaurant, and it was, for me at least, it was a very good price level, and there was very, very friendly people that we encountered.
Yes, we are friendly people.
Yeah, so I didn't know so much about Romania, but it was pleasant, a pleasant surprise, and I was thinking, okay, you know, I have to come back.
Yes, you have to go back, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you should name one bad or unpleasant thing, without being nice, kind, diplomatic, what would that be?
That comes back to what I said earlier. It's like, okay, we were staying at a hotel. The hotel was very nice, but it was very hard, because if we wanted to order food, it was very difficult, because the people working at the hotel, their English level was not so good.
Management.
And then, but luckily one of our colleagues speaks Spanish. And the lady that we mostly interacted with, she knew Spanish, so okay, you know, we just left it to them.
Spanish is very popular in Romania, especially because some of us, used to watch a lot of Spanish soap opera, and that was a good thing, but because we learned a lot of Spanish. But that's another story.
Yeah, but I mean, when you visit the countries, at least that's my opinion. I mean, you want to be able to interact.
Yeah.
So that was a little sad about not being able to do it. So
the language barrier.
Yeah, exactly.
We should improve that very much because everybody speaks English very well.
But then I was very impressed with. It's like one of the teachers that I was in this project. She had learned Italian only from watching TV.
Yeah.
To me, it was like, wow,
this is fantastic.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that was very impressive. So, I mean, of course, I mean, Romanians seem to have a gifting for languages, but there's something with English that makes it hard. It seems like, I don't know.
Maybe. So you went to Târgu Jiu, so for sure you went to see Brâncuș sculptures?
Yes.
How did you like them?
Very nice, very nice. And I think his story was very fascinating too, about how he walked all the way to Paris to interact with other artists and very beautiful sculptures.
Yes, absolutely fantastic.
I mean, they had a whole park with his sculptures in it, which was very nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have a lot of photos from there.
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Before ending this episode today, is there anything else that you would like to add about your experience in Romania, about Romanians, about anything, about that knowledge, that science fair, anything that I didn't ask you about?
Well, no, I was just thinking about the science fair, because there were several different schools, and there was also a private school, and
one of the competitors.
Yes, they had students at
a Romanian private school.
Yes. And when they came, they seemed to think that, I mean, they didn't say it, but it was like they thought their attitude was a little bit like, okay, but this will be easy for us.
I mean, we are here, that's enough for us to win the competition.
Well, so, not really like that, but they probably thought they would take the first prize or something like that. But then when everybody presented, they did not do so well compared to other schools. So, and then, so when we read the results, the public school that came before that private school, they were like super proud, and this private school was they were not happy. They thought it was our fault.
Almost offended, maybe.
Yes. So I thought that was a bit interesting, but on the whole, it was very pleasant, and it was good to see how well everybody performs. I just thought that was a little interesting.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the whole story is very interesting, and I would love to get more stories from you regarding education in Sweden. Maybe we will have some more chances to discuss about these kind of things, because it would be interesting to compare this.
Almost every time we meet, we have something to discuss.
Yes,
so I'm sure we can come up with something else.
Because you have to know, in my country, in Romania, when we say Sweden, Sweden is top of the educational systems in Europe, we should be like Sweden all the time. We always look at that Sweden like it's like almost like heaven of education.
That's from the outside, but now you've had some insight.
Yeah,
maybe you'll adjust your picture a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, things are absolutely wonderful in Sweden. I always said that. Thank you for your story today, and thank you for being part of my Swedish Diary.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah,
that's great.
I wish you good luck with your work.
Thank you very much.
With everything. Thank you so much.
Same
for
to you.
everything. Okay.
Great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the episode of my Swedish Diary for today. Thank you for watching. I'll meet you next time.